it's all about dominance, right? When you have dominance, it's like, what is dominating your diet? Are you dominating your diet with unhealthy junk food, or are you dominating your diet with healthy food? So it's better to just like eat 80% clean and then like 20% whatever you want, than it is to eat 100% clean and then you're just like, I mean, doesn't make sense. But yo, welcome back to the show. I am your host, Nick Torius, and this is Nick Torius Nite. Yeah, man, we have a great show tonight. The episode is called Precision or Prison. Like the video, comment below what you think, subscribe if you're new, all of that. And let's start talking about precision or prison. And no, I'm not talking about literal prison. I'm talking about the prison you build in yourself when you move sloppy, unfocused, and unintentional. And this episode actually came about because of something funny, right? I was listening to an audiobook about cybersecurity, and it was basically explaining about what you shouldn't do, right? Not necessarily what you shouldn't do, but what I was getting from the audiobook was, here's some smarter ways to make money than robbing a convenience store, right? Because I feel like when you study cybersecurity, it's like you make a choice, right? You can either do the right thing, or you not do the right thing. In like ethical hacking, they call it black hat and white hat, but we're not gonna get too much into that. It's not really important. I was just listening to an audiobook, and I was thinking about that, and I thought that would be a good title for this podcast episode. I think this is episode 6. It could be 6 or 5, right? I'm pretty sure it's 6. I shot a whole month of these every week, so trying to keep the consistency up, trying to make sure that I stay up to date with every episode. And yeah, normally how I start the podcast, I started with something that I watched this week. The only things I've been watching were Fullmetal Alchemist, Nobody Wants This, and Legend of Korra. And I watched the James Bond movie Thunderball, right? I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember anything that happened on any of those episodes or those shows, except for Legend of Korra, because I was watching it was like the 4th season, and I was watching about, I think from Kuvira, and she was like fighting the Avatar. That's the part that I'm on. I watched it already, but that's the part I'm on. And then I started writing a comic, and I was like, because I started getting like real inspired, and I was like, I want to write my own story about kings and conquest and land and all that stuff. Because I'm gonna be honest, the 4th season of Legend of Korra is basically just Game of Thrones, but for kids. So I mean, I've never seen Game of Thrones either, but I assume that's what it is just because of the music. But yeah, precision or prison. Instead of putting on a ski mask, it's telling you how to build systems, exploit vulnerabilities, scale operations, automate the bag. And it hit me. Success is really just applied precision. Sloppiness is what gets people stuck. Precision is what sets people free. So let's break that down. I mean, this is all ChatGPT, so it's not that if it sounds like I'm like robotic about it, it's because I'm like literally reading it. People think success is about working harder, but it's really about thinking smarter. When you think about someone robbing a convenience store, everything about that move is sloppy. There's no plan, no precision, and no foresight. And most people live their lives the exact same way. They move impulsively. They react instead of strategize. They chase fast money. They depend on luck instead of systems. Here's what you add. What cybersecurity? It's so funny because I just feel like putting like podcast prompts in the ChatGPT, and I'm like, oh, make a podcast episode of this, so I don't really have to like think about it, since I'm just doing it by myself. And it's funny because it reminds me of like, it's like I'm a pastor, right? And it's like I'm in church and I'm reading the Bible. I'm like reading the Bible verse, and I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what does this mean, that these words, right? And I'm like interpreting what it means. I don't really think that's a bad thing to do. But precision, right? Like when I think about precision, I like to think I'm a very sharp person. Like I have a very sharp mind. Not to be like self-centered or anything, but like I feel like I have a sharp personality as well. When it comes to like social interactions, I like cut deep, right? I don't know. I always felt like I was been the type of person that would just that's always been able to like see through people, right? I don't know if it's a skill. I was reading a book earlier, and it was talking about how like when you grow up in a family that's not really allowing you to like express your emotions, you kind of just like end up going deep inward yourself, and that develops your keenness, right? Like you have a keen eye because you're just so used to going into yourself and just explaining the world through whatever you're observing, right? Precision used to be like something that I never really cared about. It used to be something that like it doesn't really matter, right? In rocket science, when I was what really made me understand precision was rocket science, because it's like if you're like off by like 0.003% of whatever you're doing, of like the of like a rocket launch, you're gonna mess up, right? And I think that correlates to like what I've been trying to preach about this whole week, right? Because when it comes to changing your life, you don't necessarily need to take massive action, right? You don't need to take massive action in that it really only takes like daily habits and daily disciplines to really change your life. You have to see your life as like a ship, right? If you really want to change something, you just have to add it in a little bit. It goes into like what I was talking about last week. I was saying how only 10 minutes, right? It only takes 10 minutes to really get things down. Like you only need to do something for 10 minutes, right? Like let's say, for example, I have to edit a video. That video is going to take so long to edit, but if I just give 10 minutes of it every single day, I might be able to like that. It could be like a 2-hour video, right? You would think 2 hours of that video is going to take 20 days, right? It sounds like it's going to take 20 days, but you just put 10 minutes into it eventually you get it done in 3 days. Why? Because those 10 minutes are not just 10 minutes. Oh, I'm spending 10 minutes on this. I'm spending 10 minutes on this. Like, no. 10 minutes, you have to see your minutes as like degrees, right? That's so funny because now that I realize it's like, oh, degrees. Like, oh, that's why they call it a degree when you graduate college, because it's like you get a degree whereas in your attention is focused in this direction. Oh my damn, I didn't even realize that, bro. It's like a degree gives you direction. That's why it's like a degree, it like turns your steering wheel. And I feel like, you know, it's funny, yesterday I'll talk about it. I was interviewing, I did an interview with this person, and it's funny because like as she was speaking, in my head I saw like gears, right? I saw like, I don't know if it was her confidence, but it was like I would see gears spinning in her head, right? And it's funny because I would notice that like when I gave her a path to like keep speaking, it's like I was like lubricating her gears so her gears could keep going, right? It's like I was giving her, it was like I was opening the gates. Like I didn't interrupt her. I was just like letting the gates open, and then it was like flooding her gears to move so that she can speak and let out her truth, right? Like whatever she wanted to say, like letting it out. And it's funny because I was like looking at it and I was like, oh, that's funny. I'll probably draw something like that. But anyways, 10 minutes a day isn't necessarily like, because you would think like, oh, I got 2 hours to do this, it's gonna take me forever, right? But every time you do like 10 minutes of something every day, you're just pushing yourself to you're just pushing that degree to turn your mind into that direction. Like it's like you're twisting your head, you know? It's like every day you put 10 minutes, you twist your head. And then on the third day, it's like, okay, this is a part of your identity. This is part of your routine. This is part of your schedule. It's like, it's not 10 minutes of video editing. It's video editing. You put on a timer, but now you're like locked in, and then it's like, I don't want to sound too woo woo, but it's like the flow of life. Just let's whatever you need to get done. Like obviously, yeah, if you spend like 10 minutes on something, it takes you like 5 days to do it. You know, obviously that happens sometimes. But it's like, I want to say it's magic, but it's just like, it's just the power of your intention. It's the power of your attention. Let me see what else. That's basically what precision is, right? Precision is so I started playing guitar at the beginning of this year, right? Like since the first day of this year, basically. Not the first day, but since this year started, 2025, I started playing the guitar, and I started noticing now I've gotten better at it, and my movements are way different, like outside of playing the guitar, right? Like I noticed that it's funny because I played Guitar Hero all my life and I would never experience this, but learning the guitar, and I even play piano, and playing piano I never experienced this either, but playing the guitar, it lets me see life as like cells, right? Like how a guitar has frets, and each fret is separated into like a grid. It's like the Matrix, right? Like there's like everywhere you go, there's different matrices, and it's like I don't believe everyone can see them. I feel like people feel them, but I don't feel like everyone like is consciously aware of them. Like I don't feel like everyone is consciously aware of matrices, right? And I'm not talking about like the movie. I'm talking about like math, right? Like a matrix is just a grid of like numbers. And if you're like really tuned in, like I feel like in order to see the matrix, you have to be out of the matrix, right? It's like you can't see a room unless you're outside of you can't see a house unless you're outside of the house. And you're like, oh look, there's a house, right? Like a matrix is, I remember when I was first aware of the Matrix, and again, not like the movie, like it's like an electrical grid, right? It's like people's electrical bodies, and they just move along this grid. It's like a socially acceptable path of walking. You know what I mean? Like, let's say that you're like walking, and you know someone is on their side and you're on your side. You're walking along the matrix grid because you both have your own pathway. It's just like wires. If you have a wire, electrons can flow through those wires, right? Like a matrix. Anyways, when I first saw the Matrix, it was I just understood because it's like when you walk out of the Matrix and you're like, oh, okay, I get what Andrew Tate was talking about, right? When you first when you step out of the Matrix, then you can see it and you're like, okay. I mean, it's not anything profound. It's just a grid, right? And it's just, you just see people aligned to the grid and they're following the grid. And it's like, if you're not following that grid, then you're seeing outside of the grid, and then people are gonna be like, oh, that guy's not in the grid. They're not gonna know what, unless they can see the Matrix, they're not gonna know why he's like out of place. They just know that he's out of place, right? They don't know that, oh, he stepped outside the Matrix. They just see like, you know, and there's like a lot of different ways you can step out of it. It's just like, you know, like when people do those embarrassment rituals or whatever, or I forgot what it's called. It's like when people like if you go to like a food court and you just start yelling like, oh, hey everyone, like applause, right? It's like things like that. It's like most people won't do that. Most people will just, you know, live their life on the grid, doing whatever they got to do, right? I forgot why I was talking about this, but I was gonna say, like, you know, like when I think about it, matrices aren't that bad, because you can be in a matrix and be on a good matrix, because that's called trajectory. And when you have a trajectory, you're gonna be on a matrix, but your matrix is just going in a good direction. It's like going in a direction that you want. Like, you don't like let's say you want to go to school and get a good job, right? You're in the matrix. You have a good trajectory, because it's like what you want to have you want to be broke and have a bad life, right? I mean, at least you have something, right? I don't remember why I was talking about this. Whenever I get ideas for podcasts, I always think about my podcast, right? And then I think about, you know what, I should talk about how, like, I just been going to like talk shit, but you know, that's not what the podcast is about. It's just like the easiest thing for my brain to go to, because I was doing podcasts with people, and I feel like when I podcast with other people, it's a lot easier to have coherent conversation, because like obviously, because we can bounce off each other, and I won't necessarily forget what I was talking about. So we'll go to all reliable. Sloppy habits create debt, desperation, and instability. One sloppy month can keep you stuck for a whole year. People who move sloppy emotionally get triggered easily, attached to the wrong people, and stay in cycles. Precision emotionally means not letting every text shift your mood. Precision creates predictability, confidence, and opportunity. How to practice precision daily. One objective per day, not 20, not 10. Just one thing that moves your life forward. Here, let's talk about moving the needle, right? Because that's something I hear a lot of people talking about. It's like doing activities that move the needle. I always hear people talk about that, but you can do it like 10 minutes a day, as much as you want. But there are some tasks where it's like for example, right? When I'm at the gym, I play RuneScape while I'm on the Stairmaster, right? And every single day, the only thing that I do on the Stairmaster is I do the Brimhaven of Agility dungeon, and I train my agility. I do that every single day I go in the gym. And there are some things where I'm like, like they're like not necessarily RuneScape, but some things I'll think like, I really gotta do this, but the only time I do RuneScape is when I'm at the gym. And when I'm at the gym, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna because the agility dungeon, I don't have to think. All I do is like click the thing, the flashing light, and I just like fletch, right? I just got 84 fletch. Shout out by the way. Anyways, there are things that I'm like, I should do this, right? But I don't do it because when I'm at the gym, I just automatically, my brain just automatically goes, when I'm at the gym, my brain just automatically goes, oh, it's gym time, Brimhaven dungeon. That's it, right? Like I don't think about doing anything else, but there's like things I gotta do, and it's like if I want to do them, I have to like sit down at a table and get them done. Otherwise, like, because I'm not gonna like think about it at the gym, right? Another thing I like to do is delete pictures, because like I've gone like so many years and I've never deleted like any pictures. And now I'm like, what? I have all these pictures, like screenshots and just pictures. And it's like, my phone is always full. So it's like, it's always the worst thing ever when you're taking pictures or like shooting a video and it's like, oh, iPhone storage full. And you're like, nah, bro. But so I started deleting pictures. And there's a lot. And, I just do it like whenever I'm bored or like if I'm in traffic, I'll just like start deleting pictures. Or like in the gym, not in the gym, or maybe like anywhere else. Right. But there's a lot of pictures where I'm like, this could be useful. I could probably make money off of this. Or this is a good idea, or, things like that. Or maybe something sentimental, like family or something. And it's like, I don't really want to delete it because I'll feel like an asshole. And it's like, yeah, I could do that in the times that I'm free, where it's like, I'm not thinking about it. But sometimes I got to sit down and actually think about, do I want this? What am I going to use it for? Where's it go? Like, what folder can I put it in? How can I organize it? How can I make more money? How can I leverage it? Right? And you need to make time for that kind of thing. Normally, whenever I do it, I don't have to make time. Like, I never say like, 10 minutes to delete pictures of because then it'll feel like a waste of time, because I have more ROI activities, more things that'll move the needle. That's not necessary. Like, deleting pictures aren't necessarily moving the needle. It's just convenient for whenever I need to shoot a video. But there are tasks that you need to move the needle, and you just gotta sit down and you just gotta beat it up, right? You just gotta kick its ass, and you just gotta be like, like, no, I'm not tolerating you anymore. I gotta get this done. And sometimes those tasks involve a lot of reading. Sometimes they involve organization. Sometimes they involve, just giving it time, giving it space, just looking at it, right? Like things that are like scary to us, like overdue bills, or, I don't know, like letters or replies to people and stuff. And it's like, sometimes you gotta just, you gotta make time for that. And those aren't the things that you can just do on a whim. Like, not to really think about it. You gotta actually like think about them. Sometimes it's even creating stuff. And you could spend like, for me, it's like, I'm always like, I gotta spend like 10 minutes making a beat. I gotta like make a beat or something. I make beats, by the way, if you want to purchase a beat, links in the description. If you want, like, if I want to spend 10 minutes making a beat, then it's like, okay, I make beats every day. If it comes out trash, it's like, whatever. It's like, I'm making a better one tomorrow. Or like not necessarily trash, but it's just like, if I'm not inspired, I'm just like making something and I'm not really inspired by it, then I'll feel like it's trash, because it's like I wasn't really inspired, but I was just like, I was just filling a requirement. I was just doing a quota just to get reps in. And then some days I'm just like, I'm so pumped up to make this beat or make this song or do this or do that, do something creative, right? Sometimes, like, because I was saying that there's things that you can create like if you want to create, I don't know, like a Canva template or something, you know, you gotta sit down and think about that. Like, what do I want to make, right? And it's like it's gonna hurt your brain. You gotta like figure it out and all this stuff. You gotta put like, where am I gonna put this? Da 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 da, right? Like things like that. You have to like think about. So they might move the needle, right? Like reps necessarily won't move the needle. Like if I said like, oh, I'm gonna make a beat just for the rep, that's not necessarily moving the needle. But if I watch a tutorial on how to do something hard and then I practice doing that, that's moving the needle, because now I learned a new skill. I was gonna say set, but I learned a new skill to help me make a better beat, and now I can make better beats in the future. It's like an investment, right? It's like when they say a guy, he's like trying to catch fish with his hands, and he spends all day trying to catch a fish with his hands, and at the end of the day he gets one, and then he decides he's gonna make a spear, and then he gets 2 fish. Now he can like save a fish, and he doesn't like have to try so hard, and now he has more time to spend on better things than being in survival mode. It's like the same thing. It's like when you invest, you take yourself out of survival mode. Like, yeah, you have to forego whatever you wanted to have in order to, it's like the opportunity cost, right? The opportunity cost is that you don't have a fish and you starve for that day, but now you can make 2 fish. You can catch 2 fish, right? It's like investing, trading, and all that stuff. Yeah. Let me see. How long have we been going? Because it feels like a long time. So back to precision, right? When I was like watching, while I was listening to like a book on cybersecurity, it was making me think like, it was just the way that the author was, the narrator was reading it. It was like putting ideas in my head. Nothing bad, just making me realize like, oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure a bunch of these people who are doing like cybersecurity or whatever, they're like looking at these people who like rob banks and rob convenience stores, and they're looking at them like, damn, bro, like you're robbing a convenience store for $300. You know what I'm doing around the entire world, getting millions of dollars, getting $300 million doing this thing all around the world, and there's like so many people around the world that will never catch me. Right? It felt like that was, and then you're taking a big risk. It always makes me wonder, like, what is going to be after the internet, right? Like the internet created an entire world that is digital, that we all share. It's like Earth isn't necessarily just Earth. Earth is Earth, and then the digital Earth. Because the more I learn about computers, the more I realize like, oh, computers aren't necessarily, like I used to think computers were magic, right? Like I used to be like even this, bro. Like even the fact that the fact that I could just do this, it's crazy, right? Because I would always talk on my podcast, and I would always say like, bro, in order for us to do this, like even like 10 years ago, it would have required an entire studio. Now I can make this in my bedroom. I didn't pay anything for this. Like I paid for the equipment. The equipment wasn't that expensive, but it's like I already have the equipment. It's like, yeah, I could have paid for the studio time, but I bought the equipment, and it's like, no, I could just do it. It's funny, they always say like, oh, if you ever see like, well, the meme is that if you ever see black kids buying podcast equipment, don't let them do it. I think that was a tweet I saw. What was I saying? Yeah, I used to think that the internet was like magic, but then the more I study computers and electricity and all that stuff, it makes me realize like, no, this isn't magic. Like we still live in the same primitive world as like cavemen or whatever. It's just like computers are just a part of the earth, because it's not like we took it from somewhere else and here it is now. Like some people might believe that's actually what happened, but computers are part of the earth. Like what is a wire? A wire is like plastic, or rubber or whatever, and it comes from a tree. A tree is earth. The tree creates the plastic. You wrap the plastic around and you put like metal, which comes from the earth, a wire, and then you put electrons, which come from the earth, into that, and now you have a computer. Right? Like now you have the possibility of creating a computer. Like even Benjamin Franklin, he created electricity because he put a key on a kite and then he flew it in a thunderstorm, and then he created electricity. I don't understand how that let me look that up, because I do not get that. How did Benjamin Franklin create electricity? Benjamin Franklin did not create electricity. Electricity already existed in nature long before humans understood it. What Franklin did was help discover the nature of electricity and prove that lightning is a form of electrical energy. This was a massive scientific breakthrough. Here's what actually happened, clearly explained. Electricity already existed. Electricity comes from charged particles from the earth, electrons, and that. Yeah, who cares? But the point is that, like, all this stuff already existed, and I don't remember what I was talking about. What time is it? I think this is getting to the end of this episode. I think I spoke about everything I needed to speak about precision. What else did I want to talk about? I don't know. Put the weed down, man. You guys gotta put the weed down. You guys gotta get your life together. You guys gotta, the weed is slowing you down. It's just the weed, bruh. It's just the weed. And the video games. And the gooning. Bro, right now it's December 11. No, it's December 10. It's December 10, right? It's the end of the year. I wanted to say this. Like, it's crazy because I've gone like a long time without, I would say like 5.5 months so far. It's not in half yet, but it's like so far it's been 5 months. No gooning, no alcoholing, no, like, I only eat like food that I cook. I have been I don't know, I've been doing a lot of stuff, and it's like my life is like done. It's like those degrees, right? Every day you just gotta like put a new degree. Like, one of my goals is to become a personal trainer or like an online fitness coach, and I just want to like tell people, like, I just want to help guide people on like making rituals, right? I feel like rituals are the easiest way to lose weight, because let's say, like, this is my theory. Let's say on Sundays you're like, okay, it's Sunday, I'm gonna have one banana. So every Sunday you have one banana, right? Then it's Saturday. Like, you could do everything the same as you have done it in the past, right? Then it's on Saturday. Oh, I'm gonna have an apple. So now it's Sundays, you have a banana, you have one banana, and then you have one apple on Saturday. You're just adding things, right? And then you just make it, you just go slow, and then you just every day you just add a new thing. And it's like, okay, on Mondays I have an acai bowl, and it's like you have a whole bowl of a bunch of different fruits and stuff, and coconut and agave or whatever you want to put on it, and granola. And you're like, okay, now on Mondays I have acai bowl, on Saturdays I have apple, and on Sundays I have a banana. That creates structure, right? Your week is structured. Now it's easier because you don't have to think. Like, you just like, oh, okay, what day is it? Oh, it's Monday. What do I do? Oh, I just have an acai bowl. And it's like, it's Monday. My ritual is to have acai bowl. And then all of a sudden, suddenly it's the same thing as like, 10 minutes, right? You just do 10 minutes, and it's like you're just changing your degrees. I've never heard a person, like I used to work at a gym and I never heard a personal trainer like talking about this stuff. They're like, all right, we're gonna cut out all this stuff, we're just gonna make you're gonna eat salads every day. Like, fuck that shit, bro. You gotta have you have to angle yourself. It's like a steering wheel. It's like you're like guiding a ship. When you're steering the ship, you just turn it a little bit, and then the ship, you can steer as much as you want, but the ship is gonna go as it goes, right? The ship is gonna catch up to the steering wheel soon, but you gotta steer the ship. Eventually, you'll have so many rituals that it's all about dominance, right? When you have dominance, it's like, what is dominating your diet? Are you dominating your diet with unhealthy junk food, or are you dominating your diet with healthy food? So it's better to just like eat 80% clean and then like 20% whatever you want, than it is to eat 100% clean and then you're just like, I mean, doesn't make sense. But because you're gonna lose momentum, right? You're gonna lose. You know what? If you're like coming from eating unhealthy all the time, it's because unhealthy food dominates your diet. That's why you just gotta. It's like a war, right? You gotta send in the waves. Every day is a new wave. Like, okay, bananas. You're going on Sunday, and it's like a new wave. A new week is coming. A new wave. The bananas is in charge. You have like a strong structure, and then it's like Saturday, an apple. A new week, new structure, right? And then all of a sudden you have a whole army of good, clean food. And then you're like, oh, it's overpowering all the junk food because you add something and then you subtract. And then all of a sudden, because your body just gets used to it. And the rituals create structure. So it's like, it just reinforces that boundary. Anyways, like the video, comment below what you think. This has been enough for this episode. And if you have any topics that you want me to talk about, similar to my Nick Torius channel, just send me a DM on Instagram. Like and comment and share, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace.